Have been rising in nearly every state, according to a new report this week from the Centers for Disease Control.
The biggest increase has been among people in the same age range as Anthony Bourdain and Kate Spade, middle-aged white men and women. Our Rose Schmidt is in the newsroom to tell us about local resources if you or someone you know needs help. Rose?
That's right. Here in Dane County, Journey Mental Health treats kids as young as about 8 or 9 up to people in their mid-80s for suicidal thoughts. Their crisis line is open every hour, every day a year, and they get about 3,000 calls each month.
That's how I felt. I had nowhere to go and turn to.
Those are thoughts Tanya Kuoppala has been battling since she was 10 years old.
I had my brother that killed himself, so about 7, 8 years ago.
Tanya comes to Journey Mental Health for help. She calls their 24-hour crisis line often, most recently last week after her friend died of an overdose.
So it triggered me a lot, and I've been thinking about it, and that's what made me go into suicide thoughts.
Crisis supervisor Teresa Bednarek says people have thoughts of completing suicide for a number of reasons.
Every case is different.
Even day-to-day stresses.
Where am I going to live? How am I going to pay the next month's rent? How can I be the person I want to be and I'm not?
She encourages people to call the crisis line if they live in Dane County, where a trained clinician will help create a safety plan in which they remove access.
If you don't have those pills right there with you, or the razors or the gun, the possibility of being impulsive and trying something lessens.
Teresa says recent news of celebrity deaths like Anthony Bourdain and Kate Spade can impact the number of calls to their crisis line.
And I think it's because people now say, they have everything at their plate. They've got wealth and popularity and people around them, and yet they want to kill themselves.
But there is always hope, and Tanya is proof of that.
I haven't had any cutting or like that for the past 7, 8 years. So I've been doing very well. Staying sober for almost a year, so I've been doing very well.
Thanks to Tanya for sharing that story. People who live in Dane County can call that 24-hour line. Journey Mental Health has resources and places you can stay, and they can bring trained experts to you. And anyone can call the National Suicide Prevention Line. We also have resources on the Time for Kids page of our website, channel3000.com, but I cannot emphasize that enough. If you need help, there are places to get it.
Yep, very important information and very brave of Tanya to talk about it and share her story. Rose Schmidt in the newsroom. Thank you, Rose.